But what's really important to understand is that there's basically two major types of fatty acid chains that get digested into our system and become functional blocks for our performance and our body's metabolism and nerve function and heart function. And that's basically an omega-6 fatty acid and it's an omega-3 fatty acids. Now, both are what we call polyunsaturated fatty acids. This means that they have more than one double bond in their carbon chain. And what basically differentiates the big difference between a 3 and a 6 is where that first double bond exists. On the one end of the tail, we get what's called a methyl, which basically just means it's a carbon, and then there's 3 hydrogens. It's basically like it's a glorified dead end. It's the cul-de-sac, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing goes further on because it's capped off by hydrogens. But if you go 3 carbons in, and that's where the first double bond lives, that's an omega-3. And if you have to go 6 carbons in to get to the double bond, that's an omega-6. It's kind of really that crazy and really that simple at the same time. And there's essentially a few different words, and I want to try to kind of clear up some of the vocabulary because probably Dr. Maggie and I are going to kind of be sort of slinging these terms around interchangeably as we go through. But pretty much the omega-3s, the 3 main kinds are like the alpha lipoic acid, which is ALA. There is EPA and there's DHA. And for the sake of not wanting to fumble over myself like a fool, I'm not even going to bother to like pronounce what they are. They're very long titles.
Yeah.
But most people, if you're talking to a practitioner, they're just going to say EPA, DHA.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to like Sam's Club and you pick up the fish oil supplement and you look at the back and the parts, it's just going to say EPA and DHA anyway too. Because it's another one of those, it's just super long and confusing, right?
You're right.
And then the big omega-6 that we're going to talk about and reference really frequently is called arachidonic acid. So again, omega-3s, we're going to have ALA, EPA, and DHA. And then with the omega-6, it's going to be arachidonic acid.
Mm-hmm.
And then just as a final point on this, the omega-3s, they are essential. And when we say essential, what that basically means is your body doesn't really synthesize very much of it on its own. So essential means you have to basically intake it from your diet to have a significant enough to be healthy. There are other minerals and macros and micros that aren't essential where your body can synthesize. These are not one of them, right? So that's, I think, kind of about as deep as I want to go on the biochem. Do you think that sets a little bit of a nice base layer for everybody?
Yeah, I think so. I think this is definitely, like most conversations, we can really get into the weeds, but I think, that covers the bases, and we can, sharing some of that vocab will be helpful for paving some of these other conversations.